Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Longrow 21 Vintage 2022. 30% bourbon, 60% sherry, 10% Chardonnay, 46% ABV. Courtesy of our friend Quaker Hunts.
Yeah, he knew, Mike, I was a big fan of the 18 that included Chardonnay, and so that's why he sent this.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, man, as soon as you poured, I could smell the Chardonnay and the peat from Longrow. I mean, from a distance.
Yeah, it's substantial.
Like, normally, 46% whiskeys, I'm not smelling it from just sitting here. Man, I could smell that.
Longrow fills the room anyway, like a lot of peated whiskeys do.
It's funky, man. Wow.
But the Chardonnay gives like a sparkling white wine pop.
Yeah.
And it's really...
It's popping.
It's popping.
This is so plasticine, Pete. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
This is the dirtiest, but yet cleanest Longrow I've ever smelled.
That's what the Chardonnay gave you the illusion of cleanness. This is filthy.
It is filthy dirty, but it's clean.
It's putting a lipstick on a pig, Dustin, as we say in America.
It's like you took a dirty shirt and you threw it in the dryer and you threw in one of those little bounty things to like just cover it up.
For a distance, so you can probably fake it. You don't want to give him a hug. Oh, jeez. Wonderful smelling, though. It's a great back and forth little bounce.
Once you really dig in there, though, you do start getting the rich malt, and it actually really does get nice. Longrow's malt, like once you get into it, is a great malt. But initially, it's very like dirty gasoline, soot, and like burnt plastics.
Now, you see, I do see a bit of refinement to their standard core, smells. Mm-hmm. I think it smells. You could tell it's older whiskey.
Oh, again, once you get past that initial, like, wow, it's a really nice malt. And you're right, it is refined.
There's some complexity to this.
Those sherry casks start coming in, and you start getting just a little bit of like a toasted chocolate. It's not really giving like raisins and prunes. It's not playing weird and giving you like red fruits. It's just nice, little bit of chocolate.
Yeah, the chocolate is really nice on this, Dustin. And it's almost, how should I say this? A floral chocolate. It is kind of airy and wispy.
Yeah, almost like there's a little something else in there, some kind of fruit.
Well, I think again the Chardonnay cast might be driving it. Like it's just it's a lighter note to it. It doesn't feel as dense as it normally would, or at least from my experience with sherry.
And then there's just that clean, classic American oak note. Yes, it's giving a little vanilla, whatever. It
always does. If you look for vanilla, you'll find it.
Yes. But yeah, this is. It's thin in like the sense that like there's not a really rich depth and deepness to it that you might expect on a 21-year-old whiskey, but it's giving this like it's very airy and light, like you're saying, Mike. It's not super dense. All of the smells are kind of on the top half of the glass, and they're less as you go deeper. But it's so aromatic. It's actually really impressive.
Floral chocolate.
Yeah, this is very different.
It's become more gasoline the more I nose it.
Yes.
This is getting the funk and the smoke is just getting deeper. Like you think it's a tar pit, and you think you're gonna hit the bottom, but I still haven't hit the bottom. Whew.
Yeah, it's doing like 6 or 7 things here, doing really well. It's not, I don't think somebody's gonna come back with 40 different notes unless they really, I don't know. They're very specifically into things that taste like this, and I'm not. From the standpoint of like just like everyday foods. I love this whiskey. If this was a food, I'd be a little like, whoa, I don't know about that. What are you getting there, buddy?
Rather soft. Ooh. Rather soft initial delivery. Some sweetness. It's a little bit of chocolate. And as soon as you swallow, the experience quickens. A lot of smoke. Comes back, chocolate smoke. Great initial finish on this. Good linger. It's tarry. It's sooty. I will say the initial palate was a little light. You could feel the 46% ABV.
Ooh, wow,
you could also call that smooth.
We're going to disagree on that then.
Give it to me.
So, I mean, I guess the initial, like, first half second on the tongue, a little bit airy, just kind of alcohol touching and, grazing. But, man, I instantly got this deeper, richer sweetness, almost like chocolatey nougat with a little bit of, like, fruits. That was really rich and actually gave this one of the best mouthfeels I've ever had on a Longrow. And then,
I got the chocolate for sure. Yeah.
but it got really rich and creamy and oily for me right there. And like after that first like half a second,
It took the mid palate for me.
and then you swallow and it switches over to sugar cookies and smoke. And I mean, I'm loving that note. It's those doughy, undercooked sugar cookies and just smoke. And very like Isla, actually. Very, very Isla-esque peat profile here. Sometimes Longrow's got a little bit of its own thing going on. This would sit well in like a Kalila type profile well. Yeah, so there's this. See, for me, the chewy, like chocolatey note comes up almost just after arrival, and it does. You're right; it does linger around, but I guess I've more associated that with the mid palate than the finish. But you're right; it's still there in the finish.
Yeah, maybe it's other than, again, the initial arrival on the palate, it comes off higher than 46% ABV. It's a solid offering. I just think the Chardonnay cast is making so much more of these other notes more interesting. It was a nice add-on.
It adds contrasting to the initial arrival and the sweetness, and yet it enhances sort of the mid palate, and then it also, in a way, enhances the peat smoke. So it does a little bit of contrasting early, and then complementing. It really works to like enhance the whole experience.
You taste the Chardonnay more with water for sure.
More of the sour notes come out for sure in the nose as well.
Yep. Yeah, twinge of sour.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of like kind of wine funk to it, if you will. But nice. I mean,
Not bad.
God, I like this.
All right, Dustin. Your sample. Whiskey score time, so I'll go first. Solid offering. A lot I like here. I'm at 88 out of 100.
Buttery.
I prefer a little bit higher ABV, but it's a strong offering. I like everything here. I like the turned up smoke notes, and I thought this Chardonnay cast was a really interesting add-on.
Yeah, there's almost like a buttery toast coming on in the finish as well, but it's really, really rich toast. I should go with a half point here, but I'm going to go ahead and just give it the full point. I'm giving this a 90. I really like this. I mean, I'm teetering between 89 and 90, but I'm going to give it the 90. The mouthfeel here is one of the best I've ever had on a Springbank 21 of any kind, so I know it's Longrow 21. Makes me regret not chasing this when they were still somewhat affordable. I know auction prices on these can be pretty good, so I might have to look for that. But man, this does everything I like. This is hands down, I think, my favorite non-single cask I've had out of Longrow. This really hit all the spots for me. Man, I'm really impressed with this one. It's truly the best Longrow I think I've had, again, outside of maybe a single cask.
All right, well, those are our thoughts on this particular whiskey. If you guys had a chance to try this one, we'd love to know what you guys think. Again, the Longrow 21 from 2022. Anyway, those are our thoughts on whiskey. Dust up the next time. We wish the folks
Happy drinking.
what's in it.